What the hell is up, you fucking cunts? Welcome to an incredibly unique episode of the Resident Bummer podcast. Unfortunately, I am still your host, known here as the Fulcrum, and I feel especially fucking stupid right now, making this supplemental episode, but man, I really think I'd rather have someone hammer a fucking spile right into my head and just watch it drain like a maple tree. I already know someone's gonna open the garage door, or I'm gonna smack the fucking microphone, or my dog's gonna start barking, but oh well. This episode is for Helen, who doesn't know that she's Helen yet. I do call everyone cunts at the start of every episode, Helen. Don't worry about that. I'm not calling you a cunt in particular. That's not what's happening here. For context, me and Helen went on a date about a week ago, and I bought her some books. Her real name is definitely a lot prettier than Helen, I can assure you, but for further context, I make false names for all of the characters and people that appear on this podcast / audio journal / flaming pile of dog shit, just to keep it anonymous, keep it a little bit secret. Moving on to the next section, the follow-up section. Helen, I want to thank you for reading through all of that garbage that I sent over Discord, and honestly, I'm going to thank you for just putting up with me in general. I can definitely get lost in my own head, just thinking about stuff sometimes. It's nice to bounce that kind of stuff off of someone else's brain, get their thoughts, see what they're thinking. And I'm a pretty abrasive individual, so I'll tell you now that nothing in any of this audio is meant to offend you or upset you. Very sorry if it does somehow in any way. If you want some proof, just go watch like any other episode on this channel. Actually, now that I say it, please don't do that. But if you do, it might give you a good idea of how fucking stupid I am most of the time. Especially when I'm alone with my own thoughts. It's pretty fucking crazy that you get the first supplemental episode, though. I was planning on making some sort of supplemental episodes at some point, but I didn't really have any big ideas to make any like this until now. So, thank you, Helen, for the idea. If you were wondering why I was so fucking dumb at that bookstore, well, it's because that was my first date ever. Technically, I think on May 1st, it was May 1st, I believe, I went out and I was hanging out with this girl named Libby, but literally every second of me hanging out with her just felt like I was hanging out with a friend. At the bookstore, it was really the first time I had ever, kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't rationalize a date by like, oh, I paid for it or whatever, because that's a shitty way of thinking about it. But it was the first time I'd ever, taken a girl out and paid for something to just have a nice time. And I thought it was fucking fantastic. I can't lie. But yeah, you probably, I'm guessing you were wondering why I was acting like such a fucking idiot, or why I was acting like such a, I don't know, what's the right word? Just like I guess an NPC. You're a gamer, so I can use that term. I was acting like an NPC. I'll say that. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, okay. So if you were wondering why I was so fucking dumb at the bookstore, that's why. And it's also, it doesn't really help that I'm especially and spectacularly dumb to begin with. It's not really a good combo where I kind of just shut down, especially, well, we'll get into it. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. At this point, I don't even know if I could see you again in person without just like immediately dissolving into fucking crumbs and bits. I think I'd rather take a loaded gun, blow my entire brain out of its cavity, to be honest, but I'm going to try my hardest if you ever give me a second chance. I'm not saying that I need that second chance, but, I think it'd be nice. moving on to the next section. This is some rough stuff. I won't blame you if you just click out of here immediately, because you're just like, I don't want to listen to this. But I'm still honestly trying to catch up with the fact that you're even allowing me to talk with you, which may be why it's been a little bit of a challenge for me to just, I don't know, I feel like I've acted like myself, but it's also like I could be acting more like myself. It's hard to describe. But more than anything, I'm really glad that you let me know that I can actually enjoy someone as much as I seem to enjoy experiencing you. It's good to know that I have that sort of capacity for when I need it. I'm honestly really surprised that your personality is even more attractive than your looks. It's intimidating just how awesome you are and how you act. It's crazy, honestly. But anyways, you seem like you're worth knowing in any kind of way that you'll let me. I'm always down to play some Palia if you ever need a +1 or want a +1. You don't seem like the kind of girl that needs anyone. So if I'm available, I would love to hop on some Palia. It's definitely fun with more people. The more you have, the more you're making, I guess. I don't know. Is that a good way to say that? I don't care. I do hope I'll be receiving some more invites, but I will not judge at all if I don't get any. I might hit you up to play myself, but if you don't want to remain in contact, I get it. I can't really force people to enjoy me. I just gotta figure out wherever it is I am wanted. This is going to be the roughest section, though. I titled this one Uh-Oh Time, because you're probably going to say uh-oh as soon as I start talking about it. I do know how it feels when someone you don't like just showers you in compliments or, says stuff about you that's a little like, oh, what? So this is your chance. Well, I kind of described that in a bad way. I'm not going to say anything bad or like weird. It's just going to be like, you'll see. But yeah, this is your chance to click off before I completely shrivel your entire pussy up. I warned you. It starts out a little rough. Helen, I've heard the love of a good woman can make anything possible, but I have literally zero fucking clue what the love of a great woman like you could do, especially for an idiot like me. Whoever you end up with will be, extremely lucky to have you, because if I'm being honest, you are actually the most enchanting woman I have ever encountered. And then I got to take you on a date. That is some absolutely unprecedented stuff. I'm going to thank you again for the opportunity. It was definitely on that date when I realized you are perfect in every single way. And I think that's part of why it hurts me quite a bit to think you'll never be able to feel the same way about me, especially considering I'm so bad at expressing myself, and beyond that, I'm not really much of a catch. But getting back to the compliments, I really do mean them. Your looks, your personality, your hobbies, interests, even your job is, fucking badass. It's crazy. It all works so well when you combine it all. Or at least that's what I'm picking up in my mind. I just can't really, I feel like I can't compete. If I'm being honest, I felt like a totally blank and empty slate standing next to you in the bookstore. And I told myself when I matched with you, there's a huge possibility she's not going to like you. So you have to be okay with that fact at all times. But I also told myself, as I got to know you, I don't think I've ever really felt this attracted in this way to anyone in my entire life. And I also told myself, I kind of want to experience my first... I'm having trouble coming up with the right word to describe it. The easiest one I can think of is heartbreak. My first heartbreak, just so I know what it feels like to have one. But I don't think heartbreak is the correct word. It's just the best one that I can come up with at the moment. Even when I asked my high school crush out on a date, I didn't really seem to mind the rejection as much as I'm feeling it now. It felt kind of natural back then, and you're the first person I've ever, obsessed with, or I've been obsessed about like this, especially in this deep of a way. I definitely, I don't know, it's hard to say it, but I feel like I'm losing my entire fucking mind whenever you're on it. And it's crazy. I didn't really realize that anyone would ever be able to have this effect on me in this kind of a fashion with such little input, but here we are. And this is a pretty gross section as well, but there's a few songs that recently I have had a good chance of crying while I listen to. I found a couple of them after, or one of them I met while I was meeting you, and they definitely remind me of you. If I remember, I will link them below in some fashion. That does fucking suck to say all that out loud, though. I wish I had the courage to have told you what I was feeling while I was feeling it in the bookstore. I kind of have a trouble with complimenting people and telling them how I really feel in the moment, I guess. But who doesn't? I feel like that's not exactly an original concept, so I'm sure you've heard it before. Moving on to the end, I guess I would just really like to apologize as genuinely and as deeply as I can for giving you even more stuff to think about here with this little, whatever you want to fucking call it, pile of shit that I just hobbled together and sent your way. But I can totally accept if you would just want to be friends with me going forwards. And it will be, I think, maybe a little difficult for me, but I can also just leave you alone if that's what you want out of me the most. I'm certainly used to it, so I can make that happen if that's what you need. I hope I didn't forget to mention anything. I feel like as soon as I click the stop button on this recording, I'm going to think of like 10 million things that I should have said differently or in some other way, or some things that I didn't even mention at all. They're not coming to me now, but I wish they would. I don't know how to bring this up. So there's a tradition that I do have on these episodes of this audio journal that I like to disguise as a podcast. At the end of every episode, I ask the same question every time. I've asked it 18 times now. This will be the 19th time that I've asked it on air. Well, I think if you're on air, that means it's live, but on a recording, I should say. Yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and ask it to send us off. Oh my god. And my phone vibrated right. Fucking Desmond giving me a Snapchat. Okay. I've put my phone onto Do Not Disturb mode, and I'm going to set myself up again for the question. I ask this question at the end of every episode. Here we go. Am I really making a podcast? Or am I just jerking off